إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا ومن يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى في القرآن الكريم في سورة ياسين وجاء من أقصى المدينة رجل يسعى قال يا قوم اتبعوا المرسلين اتبعوا من لا يسألكم أجرا وهم مهتدون وما لي لا أعبد الذي فطرني وإليه ترجعون أأتخذ من دونه آلهة إن يردني الرحمن بضر لا تغني عني شفاعتهم شيئا ولا ينقذون إني إذا لفي ضلال مبين إني آمنت بربكم فاسمعون قيل ادخل الجنة قال يا ليت قومي يعلمون بما غفر لي ربي وجعلني من المكرمين. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's greatest mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent us the Quran for our guidance. In Quran, there are some stories. And stories are not for the purpose of story, but the stories are there for us to read them and to get the guidance out of them. And this ayah, these ayahs that I recited from in front of you, they are from Surah Yasin. And I remember probably 10, 12 years ago, maybe even more, that we used to have Imam Arshad here. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless him. He had very good kirat, and he is still in Atlanta. He is the blind sheikh. If you don't know, when I tell you blind, then he is the only one in Atlanta who's Imam and who's blind. But if you get the opportunity, inshallah, you make the salat behind him, you will enjoy it very much. So I start to memorize the surah with him. And then things happen, and I fall out of it, and I only memorize 2 ruku, and then I stop there. Then after a long time, I went to one masjid, and on the mihrab, they had written this ayah, قِيلَ ادْخُلِ الْجَنَّةَ قَالَ يَا لَيْتَ قَوْمِي يَعْلَمُونَ. And it came to my mind that why have they written this ayah on the mihrab? I need to find this ayah and look at the meaning. There must be some reason why they have it on the mihrab. And I find this ayah in Surah Yasin. And it brought back the memories to me that how I was memorizing it and then I fall out of it. So it is the blessing and mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that how He invites somebody to the Quran whether somebody who is not Muslim and somehow he ends up with the Quran and he reads the Quran and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives him the guidance. Or it is somebody who's already Muslim, but something happens and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brings him to the Quran and he gets the guidance through the Quran. So I'm not saying that I was away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that I was away from the masjid. Alhamdulillah, I was one of those Muslims who were coming to masjid and who was praying in the masjid and who say that I am Muslim. But I was one of those people who will come at the last minute and who will make the salat in the last lane. And as soon as the Imam will say salam, I will get up and I'm out of the masjid. And then by looking at this ayah, it brought me back to the Quran. And then when I look at the meaning, and this story come to me, and I decided that I need to share this story with you brothers and sisters, and whoever I can meet, or wherever I get the opportunity, I want to share my personal story, that how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought me back into the really purpose of being a Muslim. That why I am Muslim. We all have a purpose. No matter where we live, what city we are in, what town we are in, what country we are in, we have an assignment. We have a job that we have to meet and we have to do. It is up to us to find that assignment, to find that job, and then fulfill that. So as I said, in the tafsir, when I look at the meaning and I read the tafsir, a lot has been said about this story. That the story is about a man who was an old man. And Quran calls this man a rajul moment, a rajul. And the word rajul is used when a man does a manly job, when a man does a thing that only a man does. I mean, there are a lot of people, there are a lot of men that are called men. But the Quran calls a man when he does a manly job. Not every man is called man in the Quran. So there are two rajul moment which are mentioned in the Quran. One is the rajul moment who was a minister of Fir'aun. And he believed in Sayyidina Musa, but he did not disclose it. He did not tell anybody. And when Fir'aun says that I want to kill Musa, that's when he could not stop anymore and he had to speak out. And the second rajul moment is mentioned here in the Quran, in Surah Yasin. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent two messengers to this village. And the village is called Qarya. And the people who lived in the village, they are called Ashab-e Qarya. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends two messengers to this Qarya. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reinforced those messengers with one more messenger. Same way like Sayyidina Musa was sent to Fir'aun. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reinforced Sayyidina Musa with Sayyidina Harun alayhi salam. So two messengers are sent to this village with this Qarya, and then they are reinforced with one more messenger. So they became three messengers. So as they enter into this village, they meet this man at the outskirts of village. Mufassirin say his name was Habib ibn Najjar or Habib ibn Tajjar. But the Quran does not mention his name. And it is not important to know the name of the person or to know where this village is located or to know what is the name of the village. What is important? To get the message, to get the lesson out of this story. And Mufassirin also mentioned that this man was a 70-year-old man. and he walked with the help of a stick, and that he had a disease that called leprosy. So when he met these messengers, they gave him the message of Islam, and they also made the dua for him. And by their dua, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him the cure. So probably that was one of the reasons that made him believe in those messengers. So he became Muslim. And those messengers, they went into the village. So as they go into the village and they invite people to Islam, and those people of that village, they were very wicked. They were very much on their path, on their way, and they were rigid, and they did not want to move, and they were not willing to listen to these messengers. And so much so that they surrounded those messengers in the downtown or in the middle of the town, and they started giving them a hard time, and they wanted to kill those messengers. So as this old man, when he heard about this, he did not thought about, or he did not say that I am an old man and I walk with a stick, and whatever is happening, it is happening far, far away, and I cannot make it there. Or I might make it there, but it might be too late. He was not one of those people who got the truth, who found out the haqq. And he said, let me sit in my home and worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He did not close his door and just worried about himself. He was one of those people who were committing shirk for 70 years. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him guidance. No, he did not close his door. He did not sit in his home. And he did not only worry about himself. But when he got the message, when he found out the truth, he went to his neighbors. He went to the people that he knew. And he went to everybody that he knew, and he passed that message to them. So much so that when he found out that those messengers were surrounded, he ran to help and aid to them, even though he was an old man. So Quran says, "Ittabi'u man la yas'alukum ajrun wa hum muhtadun." So this man, when he gets there, he tells those people that no money, no kingdom, these people are not asking for any of those things. They only want to give you the guidance. And that tells you, because they don't want no reward, they don't want no ajr, they don't want no money, that tells you that these people are on the truth. That these people are telling you the truth, they are on the haqq. So listen to them and follow them. Ittabi'u, follow them, because they are telling you the truth. وَمَا لِيَ لَا أَعْبُدُ الَّذِي فَطَرَنِي وَإِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ. Then giving them dawah, inviting them to the Islam, he is turning it to himself, and he is saying, why should I not worship the one who has created me? And you all have to go back. So he's talking about himself, that why should not I worship the one who has created me? And then he's saying that you all have to turn back to him. So he is using reverse psychology. And he is telling them, the one who has created me, in fact, he is the one who has created you also. So you will have to go back to him also. And you will have to answer him also. Just like me. أَأَتَّخِذُ مِن دُونِهِ آلِهَةً إِن يُرِدْنِ الرَّحْمَنُ بِضُرٍّ لَا تُغْنِ أَنِّي شَفَاعَتُهُمْ شَيْئًا وَلَا يُنْقِذُونَ. shall I leave him and make others my God? If the God all-merciful wants to bring me any harm, other gods cannot intercede or get that harm away from me. If I do this, indeed I am a wrongdoer. So he's telling them, the one who has created you, you are not worshipping him, but you are worshipping other gods. Those gods that if Allah Rabbul Izzah brings any harm to any one of us, those gods cannot intercede. They cannot even save themselves if something happens to them. How can they help anybody? And he said, if I do that, then I am a wrongdoer. So if you are doing that, then you are wrongdoer. So he is like talking about himself, but in a way he is putting it to them also at the same time. Inni amantu bi rabbikum fasma'un. I believe in your Rabb and ask you to do the same. By saying this, he is opening the truth to them, and he is also announcing, and he is making them witness to that hear me out, I believe in your Lord. So if I believe in your Lord, then your Lord is the same as my Lord. So the one who created you, he is the one I believe, and he is the one you should be believing also. The Quran stops here and does not tell us that what happened to that man after this. But as a matter of fact, Quran picks it up on the other hand. So Mufassirin says that those people, they stoned this man to death. These were his last words, and then the death comes to him after this. So right after this ayah, right after this moment as the death comes to him, right after the moment that his soul leaves his body, immediately after that it is told to him, قِيلَ دُخُلِ الْجَنَّةَ قَالَ يَا لَيْتَ قَوْمِي يَعْلَمُونَ. It is told to him, قِيلَ دُخُلِ الْجَنَّةَ. Enter into the paradise. If we look at it, as much we have the knowledge that nobody has been told right after the death that enter into paradise. This is the only person the Quran talks about that he is told as soon as his ruh leaves his body, he is told to enter into paradise. And look at this man. Before I go to that, what I want to say is, Ibn Masud radiallahu anhu says, that in fact Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself told him that enter into paradise. So this man, even though he is killed by his people, and he is told to enter into paradise, and even at that moment, he is still worried about his nation, he is still worried about his tribe, he is still worried about his people. He is not happy that he is entering into paradise. Of course he is happy. But even at that moment he is saying, Kala ya laita qawmi ya'lamun. I wish my people know about it, that what has happened to me after death. This is how much he cared about his people. I'm bringing this point to remind ourselves that sometimes we forget that the people that we live among, these are our people. They are our neighbors. They are our friends. They are our co-workers. Do we care about them? This man, even after death, he is still saying, I wish my people know. And what he wished them to know? بِمَا غَفَرَ لِي رَبِّي وَجَعَلَنِي مِنَ الْمُكْرَمِينَ. my Rabb has forgiven me and made me among the Muqarrabeen. Who are the Muqarrabeen? This man is not a Nabi, but he is just a Rajul Mu'min. Muqarrabeen are the Anbiya, the Siddiqeen, the Shuhada, the Zahideen and Abideen. So not only that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has forgiven him and told him to enter into paradise, but he has also given the rank of being among those people who are loved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who are blessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who are Anbiya, who are Shuhada, who are Siddiqeen, who are Abideen, who are Zahideen. And he is made one of those people. 70 years. This man has spent his whole life on the shirk. He has spent all his life being a kafir. And the last moment, he gets the guidance. He finds out the truth. He becomes a Muslim. And he becomes a true Muslim. He gets the message and he does not sit in his home. He gets out of his home. He cannot walk. He takes the stick. He runs over to provide the aid and the comfort to the people who are being injustly prosecuted, who are being committed violence upon them, who are being threatened, who are being killed. This man does not say, I'm an old man. This man does not say, I cannot walk. This man does not close his door to protect himself. But he runs over. He goes over to help them, and in the process, he gives the ultimate. He gives his life. And what is his reward? He was given the ultimate. That he is given the Jannah and he is told to enter into paradise. أقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله. Narrated in the Tibrani, Sasa bin Najah, he is one of the companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One time he was sitting with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he told Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that when I was ignorant, when I was not a Muslim, at the time of Jahiliyyah, when I was a Jahil person, I have done some good deeds. I have saved 360 girls from being buried alive. I raised them up and I married them off. I gave 3 she-camels to save each one of them. Will I be rewarded for that? I done these good deeds when I was not a Muslim. Will I get the ajr for that? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam replied, you have already been given the ajr for these good deeds. You have already been rewarded for that. So for a few moments he thinks about it and he looks around. And he says, I don't know what is my ajr. I don't see it. I don't know what is my reward. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam tells him, you have been given the guidance of Islam. You are guided to Islam for those good deeds that you have done at the time of the Jahiliyyah, at the time of the ignorance, at the time when you were kafir. You made some good deeds, you did some good deeds, and that is your ajr, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guided you to Islam. Ya Ibadur Rahman, my brothers and sisters, have any one of us done something like that to have the benefit of to be Muslim? Some of us are born Muslim. And some of us accepted Islam later on. But none of us have given the price like the price that Sasa ibn Najah gave. This is how much precious, this is how much valuable the guidance is, my brothers and sisters. It is said in the Quran, "Kuntum khayrun ummatin ukhrajat lin-nas, ta'muruna bil ma'ruf wa tanhauna 'anil munkar." Some of us sometimes invite people to do the good, but very seldom that we see something happening wrong, something bad happening, that we go and we tell them, "Hey, don't do this." Very seldom. Once in a while we see that something evil is happening and we speak about it. I will try to stop it. I will try to prevent it. My brothers and sisters, when we see something bad happening, we should stop it with the force, with our hand, with our power. And if we do not have the power to stop it, then we should speak about it. If somebody is doing something wrong, if injustice is being done, if violence is being committed, or somebody's rights are being taken, somebody is being abused, if we cannot stop it, we do not have the power, then we should speak about it. And if we cannot speak, the least we can do is that in the heart we think bad about it. And this is the weakest of Iman. This is the hadith. That if we cannot stop it by force and we cannot speak about it, the least we can do is that we think in the heart that this is something bad, that this is something wrong. And that is the weakest of the Iman. My brothers and sisters, we are living in the land of justice and peace, in the land of law and order. But yet, every day, we witness injustice being done. We witness people's rights are being trampled. We witness people are being oppressed right here in the United States of America. A man is killed while being arrested. A man is screaming, "I cannot breathe." He never have his day of justice in the court. He is killed while being arrested, and it is all legal. And there are several things like that are happening. The least we can do, if we don't find courage in ourselves to stand up with those people who are standing up against it, to speak with those people who are speaking against it, or hold some signs and stand on the side of the road, if we cannot change the life, we cannot do anything else. The least we can do that. Are we doing it? No, we are not. This is not a matter of black and white, my brothers and sisters. This is a matter of Iman. This is a matter of Muslim. This is a matter of speaking about the truth, speaking about the haqq, inviting people towards the justice. And if we cannot do that, the least we can do is we can think in our heart that this is something wrong which is being done. And this is all being done in the name of justice. What kind of justice is that? Where is the right of that man? Why cannot we give him the time and let him go? Because we know about each and every one, that where they live, where they work, who they associate with, and who they are friend with. That man could have been arrested later on. That man could be brought into the court, and he could have told his story in the court. We kill a man just because he is selling cigarettes illegally? A man is killed just for that, and we do not say nothing about it? Where is our iman? It is not that this happened yesterday. It happened several months ago. But somehow I cannot forget it. That this is part of our deen, that we need to speak about things like that. Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he stood for haqq and justice. Even when he was not a Nabi, that he was talking about the rights of the people. So much so that when rights of a young man was taken by a chief of the Quraysh, that he was stripped out of his money, that there was an agreement that was written at that time that is called Halful Fudur. There were powerful clansmen in that agreement. There were big chiefs in there, and there was a young man invited in there to be part of that agreement. And there was 21-year-old man named Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam at that time was not Nabi yet. He was only 21 years old, but yet he was known as a man who stands up for the right of the people. A man who was known as Sadiq and Amin. My brothers and sisters, I invite you to be one of those people who are known in their neighborhood as Sadiq al-Amin, that who stand up for haqq and justice, who invite people to Islam. I'm not asking you to go to somebody and say, hey, become Muslim. This is not how it works. But we gotta go to the people and we tell them, I am a Muslim and I'm standing up for this because this is wrong and my deen teaches me this. I am a Muslim who stands up for justice. I am a Muslim who worships one God. I am a Muslim who helps the needy and poor, whether they are Muslim or not. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wal aqibatu lil muttaqeen, wassalatu wassalamu ala ashraf al-anbiya wal muslimin, habibina wa habib Rabbil Alameen, amma ba'd, wa a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Inna Allaha wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi, ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى ال محمد كما صليت على ابراهيم وعلى ال ابراهيم انك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى ال محمد كما باركت على ابراهيم وعلى ال ابراهيم انك حميد مجيد. اللهم اصلح لنا ديننا الذي هو عصمة امرنا واصلح لنا دنيانا التي فيها معاشنا واصلح لنا اخرتنا التي فيها معاشنا واجعل الحياة زيادة لنا في كل خير واجعل الموت راحة لنا من كل شر. لا إله إلا الله الحليم الكريم سبحان الله رب العرش العظيم والحمد لله رب العالمين. نسألك موجبات رحمتك وعزائم مغفرتك والغنيمة من كل بر والسلامة من كل اسم. لا تدع لنا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا حاجة هي لك رضا إلا قضيتها يا رب الراحمين. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم احفظ لنا المسجد الأقصى. اللهم ارزقنا صلاة في المسجد الأقصى. اللهم ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه محمد وآله وأصحابه أجمعين. آمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. عباد الله يرحمكم الله. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله يذكركم وادعوه يستجب لكم واستغفروه لذنوبكم إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. My brothers and sisters, all the mistakes and shortcomings of the khutbah are mine, especially the pronunciation of the Quran and the Hadith. I ask all you brothers and sisters to forgive me and I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive me. And if there was anything good in the khutbah, it is purely from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it guidance for me and to make it guidance for you all. Wa aqimus salat.